Hello, my name is Don and welcome back to Follow my Football Manager Let's Play with Rangers. Champions League again with at home to Olympiacos. The first game at Ibrox in the Champions League for a number of years. I've not worked out exactly how many years, but a lot. We already have played one game in the Champions League, but we'll go back. So after the IFK game that we played last time, we followed up with a 4-0 win against Hamilton, a double from Zach Rudden and a double from Barry Mackay, the young player of the month and the player of the month, both getting a brace in that game. We followed up with a 5-0 win against Hamilton, Barry Mackay getting 2, Jamie Walker getting 2 and Zach Rudden rounding up that route. And then a disappointing 3-0 win away to Porto. I think the 3-0 didn't really reflect this. Porto were the better team. There's no denying that. We were 1-0 down and we're starting to get back in the game, and he countered and scored. As you can see, Ozturk with a 5.9. He actually got a verbal warning for that. And I can't remember. No, I didn't drop him for the Hibs game. I was tempted to, but I felt I needed him in. Nonetheless, Hibs went up just after half time. I changed my tactics at half time. Hibs were dominating the first half, and I decided to go to the 4-5-1 that we've been using in Europe, and I used against Porto. So I went to that with a slightly different system with John McGinn as a box-to-box midfielder instead of the two sort of defensive-minded players. Or did I do that? I'm trying to remember. Nonetheless, I think that's how it ended up, but we ended up switching back to the 4-2-3-1 and going all out attack, overload, and I pushed the defence right up as well. And we got back into the game with a James Tavernier free kick. Disappointing to only draw, but I think Hibs were maybe marginally the better team in the game. It's disappointing to say that, to be honest. Then we responded with a 3-0 win over Hamilton in the Scottish Cup. The Scottish League Cup, quarter final. Another brace from Jamie Walker this time, and Chris Willock rounding up the scoring. Could have been more. And to be honest, I feel if I'd started Zach Rudden, it would have been a lot more. But I decided to rest him. I also decided to rest him from the Inverness game with an eye on the Olympiacos game. As you can see, a very changed team. Cammy Kerr in, Brian Davidson in, Jordan Rossiter returning from injury. I felt like he needed 90 minutes. Ainsley Maitland-Niles was in because I was looking at Barry Mackay's form and I'm like, well, to be fair, both of them have played really well when they've played. But I felt like I was going to give Barry Mackay the Champions League game. And I put Maitland-Niles in. He got a goal for his troubles. And Taiwo, who was in for Zach Rudden, got a brace as well to put him into contention. I'm going to feel harsh when I drop him in this game, to be honest. Zach Rudden does return. Fitness-wise, is there any other issues? Texeria is coming in for McGinn. Lee Wallace will return. Tavernier will return. Who wants Michael Devlin? He is a bit unhappy now that he's not getting as much game time as he should be. I'm going to drop him down to first team. Confirm changes, yes. The other thing of note is Alan Brown is getting transferred in January now. I feel a little bit unlucky here. Deadline day came, there was nothing really happening. No deals were going to come in. We had no money in the transfer budget to do anything. I had spent everything. And Wolves come in with a bid that was absolutely pittance for this laddie. And he got unsettled because I rejected it. I said, listen, it wasn't worth the money. I tell you what, if Wolves come in with an offer of, I can't even remember how much it was I said, and he said that's unrealistic and we couldn't agree a fee, so I was under no obligation to sell him. However, then every other team in England obviously realised he's unsettled, and Man United, Southampton, Liverpool and Everton all came hunting. I think it ended up with about 6 or 7 bids. Anyway, he's going to Man United for 2.9 million. In hindsight, I should have put on a sell-on fee as well, but didn't think of that at the time. As you can see, 3 million was sort of what I thought would be about right, but that was just because he was unsettled. I feel I could have got a lot more if he was settled. He is a decent advanced playmaker. Nonetheless, I hope he goes down there and develops nicely at Man United. I already have a replacement lined up. He's not signed yet. a bit sort of a contract agreement's happened. It will be a £100,000 compensation deal for a player from Northern Ireland. My scouts were absolutely raving about the lad, so hopefully he can come in and do the job. Jack Thompson been getting a lot of game time, and look at those greens. Really good to see. He's obviously stepped in with Rossiter being injured. Scott Martin's got some game time as well. Not as much as Thompson, but still some, and it's still a sign of improvement showing there. Problem with Scott Martin is he's a bit older than Jack Thompson, and maybe it isn't well developed, so might be time to look for a replacement for him long term. Jordan Thompson not got any real game time. He's been a bit unlucky that Texeria and Jamie Walker have been in fine form when they've played in the advanced playmaker role, and he just can't get a look in. Texeria has played in so many different positions for us this year. It's unreal. Ozturk's actually a bit tired here, and he's on a yellow card, so I'm actually going to bring on Michael Devlin. Maitland Niles I'm going to drop for Barry Mackay. That was decided before the last game. And I'm going to play with the 4-2-3-1 at home. If we're going to get third, I think we have to play the slightly more attacking, controlled mentality that we do in the league. As I say, I did try the 4-5-1 in the league and it didn't work. At the same time, I'm not sure that 4-5-1's fully refined yet. I need to maybe make some tactical changes to it. And I'm not really sure how to do that, to be honest. I'm not the most tactically astute football manager. I sort of have my way of thinking and stick to it, but I know that sometimes you have to deviate from that to get a result. And I'm happy to do that, and I'm happy to learn. I know very little about this Olympiacos side, but I know Marco Marin's a decent player, so I'm going to tackle hard on him. Neom, he's not the guy that used to play for Watford. He is. I was on a stint at West Brom. Anyone else I recognise here, just out of curiosity? I sort of recognise the name, but I don't know why. Had to spell it West Brom, and that's probably why. No other team that I would really know him from, so it has to be from West Brom. Nonetheless, let's get into this game. Hopefully we can get a result here. If we want third, this is the result we need. Taking points off Olympiacos, who are our competitors for third. We've got young Zach Rudden in there, who has been an absolute goal machine since he broke in at the end of last season. And I've got more than enough confidence that he can do a job. Also starting to improve again, which is really good. I've been monitoring Matthew Knox, and his loan at Rafe seems to be going fairly well. Seems to be having some improvement again. He obviously declined last year. Not loaning him out last year seems to have been a bad decision from us, but hopefully we can reverse that and get him some game time in the SPL. Obviously, because he's now had a couple of games in the SPL teams are looking at him, so that's good. Means that we might be able to get him another loan to the SPL when he returns from Rafe, and develop him into a guy that can challenge Zach Run, who's just scored again in the Champions League. That's his 8th goal of the season, and just to clarify this, we have so many players who are on about 6, 7, 8 goals right now. It's not just been Rudden that's been chipping in, it's not just been the strikers, everyone is chipping in, and it's really good to see. I think what we've got from last year is we've actually reduced the wage budget. I will show you that in the league at some point. I meant to show you results. I have been an absolute nightmare for this setup. Between the games, I will show you the league table, the results. No, I did show you the results. I'll show you the league table, and I will show you the wages. We were about 8.5 million at the end of last season. Now, a lot of that was because the guys I brought in on loan that didn't work out. We have obviously increased the wage bill of all the players that are currently at the club, or have stayed at the club, apart from Lee Wallace, who took a wage cut. But everyone else sort of reduced their wages, increased their wages, and we brought in more players that are on sort of the higher end of the bracket we're paying, but we did lose our 2 highest earners. And that seems to, but we've also reduced the overall depth for more competitiveness in a leaner squad. We've got like 2 for each position right now, which isn't ideal if there's an injury happens. A bit of trust in kids, as you would say, but Fortunas, who the social media was absolutely raving about with a wayward shot there. But yeah, overall, I feel we have a stronger squad, more competitive squad, so people are competing for positions more. There's not a set, this person must play, which I think we had last year in a number of positions. I think the only position that there was really at any stage of the season there was not a someone must play was really right wing, and Maitland-Niles was by far the better performer last season. Former West Brom man scores there. That's a bit disappointing. Come on, need a result here. There's nobody putting in challenges anywhere. Defence gets dragged out and Ade pops it in. I might change to the way I played against Tibbs actually and push the defence right up. Now that we've got a slightly quicker defence, I think that can work. Not happy with the performance. I want a win here, but I am going to push you much higher up. Closing down sometimes, lower tempo, yes. Let's see if we can catch them out a little bit. Walker, Rossiter. Should bring Rossiter off actually as on a booking. I don't like my holding midfielder being on a booking. I find it just results in so many red cards this year. Which is unfortunate, but Rossiter back from injury, he probably wasn't going to get full 90 anyway. He did get a decent run out against Inverness, so it was always a big ask for him to play lots of minutes between those two games. Cleared away by Sasso, the man who's an absolute machine in the air. We've obviously got Osturk, who's also very good in the air, but not playing today. Opting for Michael Devlin, because I want Osturk for that United away game, which is the next game we have. Oh, that's in behind and it's Marin. Oh, James Tavernier, you don't need to tackle like that, my man. We need to win today as well. No need for that challenge. I think we would have got to him before he had a shot on goal, and we've gave away a silly, needless penalty. But we're 1-0 up and doing well in this game as well. Fortunas with the penalty. Straight at McCrory. McCrory has become our number one keeper. He came in, I said I wasn't sure about it earlier in the season, but he's came in and he's taken his chance very well. And he's performing to a level I am happy with. Barry Mackay not having the best of games here. I'm going to bring him off for Maitland-Niles, because those two guys they bring the best out in each other, I find, when they're rotating. And that's shown in our performances this season. I'm going to make one more sub. I'm going to bring on John McGinn for... I'm going to give Texeria the full 90 and move him further forward. And bring off Jamie Walker, who's tiring. But yeah, likes of last season, I think we got 85 points. The season before that we got 83 points. So not a huge change. Celtic obviously had a big drop in points, but when you compare the Old Firm results, we got 6 points off the Old Firm games in the first season and 13 last season, and that was the reason why we won the title last year. I think if it worked out we even got the 6, we don't get the title. I think Celtic got it. McGinn. So going unbeaten in those Old Firm games was the reason why we won the league. Jack Thompson, just looking for a pass really there, and he finds Michael Devlin. He's going to find McGinn. Maitland-Niles is in front of you, son. Use him. They've got a man on overlap. Lee Wallace gets that header. Great. Sasso into McGinn, into Texeria. Jack Thompson, he's slowed it down a bit too much there, but I suppose that's the tactics I am playing. They will do that. Texeria. Rudden. Poor pass, but it makes its way to Texeria nonetheless. McGinn back to Rudden. Into Texeria again. Maitland-Niles. It's in! I'm not quite sure how that goes in, but it's in. It's his 5th of the season for Maitland-Niles. They're complaining that it's offside. I don't think it was. I'm going to quickly skip this. I wouldn't normally, but I want to get my tactics sorted out deeper. I can't go at the 4-5-1 because of the players I've got on the pitch right now. Player defence, clear the ball to the flanks. Don't look for overlap. Don't work the ball into the box. Don't retain possession. Go more direct. Higher tempo. Play even safer. Waste time. Don't run from positions. Stick to positions actually. Right, go, go, go. Hold on. 2-1's huge here. Can we hold on? It looks like we might be able to. McGinn with a corner. I was going to say deep in their half, but it's a corner, so that's a bit obvious. Keeper kicks it out. There's no one there apart from Lee Wallace. Just keep the ball, son. Jack Thompson, again, just keep the ball. Just keep the ball away from them. Doing a good job of this, of just playing hot potato, really. And that's all we need to do right now. We've got 20 seconds to hold on. I don't like that pass, but it's worked out okay as Lee Wallace picks up. It's not worked out okay. Now Lee Wallace is out of position, but Sasso picks up. Intercept master. Jack Thompson. Ryu. McGinn. Rudden. Full time. We get 3 points in the Champions League. It's our first 3 points in the Champions League since the financial issues the club had. Maitland-Niles comes off the bench and gets a man of the match performance. Sensational stuff. That puts us up to third in the group. The two top seeds drew, so no change there. Very, very happy with that. Olympiacos had more shots on target. We had more shots and more possession. That penalty miss has come to bite them. Kostas Fortounis was the man that was tipped to be the issue for us. So, yeah, instead of going to the league table, we are equal on points with Celtic with a better goal difference. I think I've maybe actually got better everything, really. Better goals for and same goals against, and that's where that's obviously made up. Stats, team detail, this was the one that I wanted to talk. Average possession, Dundee there, absolutely crushing it up. Obviously we've played a bit more defensive against Hibs. I think we ended up with only 40% possession against Hibs, so you'd actually be higher than that. Passes complete, we have more passes complete and passing percentage is higher, so we do complete more passes. Nonetheless, net transfer spend, we are top. How are Celtic not top of that? They spent like 19 million. Okay, so they sold Jamie McCarthy to Aston Villa, that wasn't worth much. Ian O'Connell, that's 10 million, so yeah, how are they? Someone go and explain to me how they can spend 19 million, sell 12 million, and only have spent 1 million according to the stats. That is bamboozling. Nonetheless, salary, as you see, we're down to 6.71 million, which I was very surprised to see. I only came to see this by accident. Hearts, look at that. Free sellouts from free games for Hearts. That is sensational. They will be getting a new stadium at some point, or a stadium upgrade to Tynecastle at some point. We're outdoing Celtic, who have a bigger stadium than us for attendance, and we're at 96% capacity as well, just the board don't have the money, and that's why they haven't. Clean sheets, we are joint second with 3. Obviously a lot of teams with that at this stage of the season. Player detail, this is the one that I want to have a look at. So games won, no. Games lost, no. Can we just get to something that's actually worthwhile? So goals, Lee Griffiths is top goal scorer. Barry Mackay up there. Zach Run and then about there as well. Again, very early stages. Zach Run missed quite a lot of game time in the SPL though. Walker up there, Taiwo up there, as is Tavernier, all in the sort of top 20 right now. And I think that'll be it. Yes, it is. Minutes per goal, Lee Griffiths is on absolute fire. Joe Garner up there as well for Hearts. We obviously sold him for next to nothing. Shots on target, now look at that, the top 3 there. 2 of them are our right winger, and the top 1 is Zach Rudden. Zach Rudden's obviously only played 3 games with 1 off the bench due to that injury. 8 minutes per goal. 80% of shots on target, that's really good. Penalties, assists, yes, we'll have a look at that. Ryu, the man that came in for free, is doing well. Barry Mackay up there as well. Key passes. Never seem to have anyone on this list. Rossiter was the one that was sort of there last year. Pass completion, Jordan Rossiter, 94%. Jan Danda up there as well for Ross County. I've got a bit of history with Jan Danda. If he was actually good enough for us, I would have probably signed him just because of that history with a previous FM. But he isn't good enough. Matthew Knox up there in 4th now, that's really good to see. Barry Mackay, Jack Thompson, John McGinn, Taiwo, and Zach Grudden all in there as well. Cross completion I'm not going to look at because we do a lot of crosses, so mistakes looking at goals we're not going to look at. Clean sheet, Roddy McCrory up top of the list. Key tackles, Vincent Sasso, Ozturk, both in there, are in and about. So that's nice to see. There was something I was looking for specifically, average rating or something like that. I cannot find it. There we go, average rating. James Tavernier, Ozturk, Sasso, Walker, Ryu, John McGinn, all in the top 20. And some of these guys aren't even really first team selections. Like when you look at, or no, sorry, they're all sort of the first team selections, but they've got a guy knocking on their door. Anyway, we will be back in the not the second leg. There was a game I was going to select away with the Celtic away game. It is in 18 days' time, so I will see you in a minute. We are back. We are at Parkhead now, the ground where we won the title last season. So, fun memories, although the season before we didn't win anything. In between time, we had a 2-1 win against Partick Thistle. It was a scrappy game. I felt we were a little bit unlucky to be behind if you have a look at the match stats. See, I think we were clearly the better team. Unfortunately, we didn't convert those chances to goals. And then I changed to overload and pushed my defence further up. And we got 2 late goals. So, I have adjusted my tactics. I have just pushed the defensive line further up. That's the way I wanted to play originally, but obviously with Senderos and Greer last season, it wasn't possible. Tyrell's picked up a training injury, a twisted knees, out for a few days. Anyway, so Lewis Vaughan will return for this game, on the bench at least. Anything else to cover? I don't think there is. Oh yes, that guy I was talking about, the replacement for Alan Brown, who is away to Man United for just under 3 million. No selling clause, which is a bit of a mistake on my part, but I didn't really think of it when they're going to Man United. We are bringing in Billy Sinclair from Linfield. He will cost 100k compensation with 100k worth of add-ons. I'm not sure how these add-ons work up, so this is going to be 3,400 per league appearance for 40 league games, 33,500 after one international appearance, and 15% profit of next sale. I don't know exactly how this has worked out. It's the compensation sort of thing. He was on a youth contract even, I think. Yeah. But Linfield are also an affiliated club of Rangers. If we can find that. Yeah, so maybe there has been a deal that's just made it a bit friendlier deal for them. I don't know. Maybe the game adjusts that. I'm not sure. Anyway, my scouts were quite raving about that guy, so it could just be, hopefully he can develop the same way that I was hoping Alan Brown would. He is Northern Irish though, not Scottish, but that's not something I'm worried about too much. I just want to develop a young player for us. Nonetheless, Celtic, we have Man United in 3 days' time, so not ideal preparation for a Champions League game. They also have a big Europa League game, although that's Thursday, and that is against Sparta Prague, I think, who they're level on points with just now for second place, and they've got the goal difference, so it's a big game. The other thing I went to show you, that 2-1 win of Partick, Celtic only matched a 2-1 win in their game. Can't remember who they were playing, but it was a 2-1 win as well. So they have matched us all the way this season. We still have a 4 better goal difference. So, league table, we are winning. This is a huge game in terms of that. And then we've got Man United away in midweek, which not ideal preparation. I'm going to bring a Ryu on. Kind of want to rest him, but I want my strongest team for Celtic away. Want to go toe-to-toe with them, and I think this is a stronger Celtic team than it is last season. Nonetheless, I'm going to take Lewis Vaughan off that loan list because he really shouldn't be on it. I've only got 3 registered strikers right now, and one's injured, so shows you it could all go tits up if we get another striker injury at some point soon. Particularly to young Rudden, who I don't even think will last 90 minutes here. He had some international. There was an international break in between times, and Rudden was away with the Scotland under-21s. I feel that's a bit harsh by him. Strachan's watched him in so many games that he's played really well in, and I feel an international call-up probably isn't that far away for the 18-year-old. Nonetheless, let's get into this game. Teams are warming up. We'll go through the teams selection as well. One of the benches, defences in the league, Rangers goes up against one of the most potent attacking teams, And what a bit is a battle of an irresistible force versus an immovable object? Well, Celtic and Rangers both have very similar defences and attacks if you were to look at that, so I think that could have gone both ways. So the teams, we have Robbie McCrory in goal, the new goalkeeper who's, well, not the new goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper who's worked on way to that number 1 spot. Tavernier and Wallace as fullbacks, Sasso and Ozturk in the centre back position, Rossiter and McGinn in the midfield, with Ryu Seong Woo, Jamie Walker, Barry Mackay and Zach Runn leading the attack. Celtic have Rob Elliott in goal, Kolarov and Lustig on the flanks in defence. Williams and Moisander, is that the Moisander that used to play for Ajax? It is indeed a very good player, Moisander. Maybe doesn't show it in his stats anymore, he's 33, so maybe he's getting on a bit. And Williams, who I've never heard of, Roshan Williams. That's right, this guy was tipped to be a Young Player of the Year. Centre back on loan. Moran in the holding. Pepe Lu, the £10 million man, in midfield alongside Rogic, Bergstaller and Zuber in the wings, and Griffiths up top. We are going to go with that, and I'm going to tackle hard on Zuber and Bergstaller as well. Continue to team talks. Let's give the fans something to cheer about today. I'm only going to do certain guys here, just trying. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. I have the faith. I'm getting absolutely no greens for doing this. Come on. None. Not a single green. That was a waste of time. Nonetheless, Celtic v Rangers at Parkhead. Can they avenge the title win here at the last season? Quite possibly. Celtic are a very strong team. They've obviously spent a lot of money in the summer and strengthened. They've responded. They probably were a bit complacent with us for the first couple of years of us being back, and now they are responding. Oh my dear God. Dead leg. 6 minutes into the game. I'm going to give him some game time. Kolarov with a free kick, that's in. McCrory actually gets a hand to it, but not enough. Sigh. 1-0 down. Alexander Kolarov with the goal. Do I have to bring off? I really don't want to bring off Rossiter, to be honest, this early, because I'm looking at the Man United game as well. It comes out to Rossiter, who's oh, what a goal! I can't actually remember him ever scoring for us. Yeah, his first Rangers goal, and what a goal it was. He's suffering with a dead leg. You wouldn't have thought it there. Half volley. I think it knocks someone on the head on the way in. It does. Nonetheless, it was on target. It's Rossiter's goal. 1-1. We're back in the game. I will bring Rossiter off at half time. Zach Runn struggling with fitness as I thought he would, but I didn't want to start with Vaughan. McGinn back to McCrory. McCrory launches forward for Ryu. Jamie Walker, he's got Runn ahead of him. Oh, lovely bit of play from Runn. Walker just not on the same page though, but he does eventually get it. Ryu from McGinn. He's got a lot of men around him. He does find space though and gets a pass off. Walker. Barry Mackay. Just running Celtic ragged here. Rudden. Through for Ryu. That's got to be a penalty. It is. Barry Mackay will take it because I haven't changed my penalty, my set piece taker, so I really need to do that. They're feeling it's harsh. There was the definite trip there. Ryu tried to stay on his feet to score, but couldn't. Well, he managed to, but the ball was away. So it's a penalty to Rangers. 43 minutes into this game. Barry Mackay to take. And it's in. Barry Mackay scores his 7th of the season. Continuing his fine form, he responded with the poor performance against Olympiacos with a man of the match performance against Partick Thistle. At the same time, I was going to drop him for Maitland Niles, and I thought, oh, do you know what, I'll just give Barry another chance. And still room for improvement. Come on. Jack Thompson will come on for Rossiter, who got us back into the game. More to come. I believe we've got what it takes. I'm not going to touch the striker. I'm just trying to get some more motivation, and Runn's already motivated. He would get a whole lot more game time, to be honest, Zach Runn. I will be bringing on Lewis Vaughan very soon. Lewis Vaughan could actually be a dark horse for the Man United game, to be honest with you. In that 4-5-1, I think he's a bit more of a target man type, even though I'm still going to play him as an advanced forward. That is poor from us, and still poor. Nobody goes to the ball apart from Lee Griffiths, and they've scored from it. That's just us being poor in the midfield, and then not reacting to the situation defensively. Tavernier can sort of get, but Ozturk really has to get there. Tavernier's the only guy that tries to get there. Ozturk really has to just block off the run of Griffiths, even if you give away a free kick. 2-2 in this game. Bergstaller with the goal. Running's going to come off after this highlight, but nonetheless, he's coming off. He's absolutely knackered. I need him for the Man United game. Rudden. Just runs into traffic, but he does get it back, and then Ryshawn Williams takes it back. McGregor. Over the top for Lee Griffiths. That's poor. McCrory can't save it. 3-2 down. It's not a disaster losing this game. Still early in the season. It would only be our first defeat. We've had a couple of draws, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. Also potential for a cup final coming up, which we haven't had, so I will record that if we get there. I'm not going to record the semis. I just don't think it'll be worth it. We should get to the final, and I expect to be playing Hibs in the final. I'm going to bring off John McGinn for Texeria in a minute. Going to give it another 5-10 minutes though before I do. Barry Mackay with the corner, whips it in. Ozturk. Oh, he's hit the bar. Wallace. Oh, he's put it wide. Rio keeps it alive. Ryshawn Williams clears. Barry Mackay. That's got to be a free kick. Apparently not. Bergstaller on the break for Celtic. We do have men back though. Lee Wallace, the man getting there. I'm going to bring off McGinn now for Texeria. McGinn tied in again. I'm just looking at the Man United game now, to be honest with you. Pepe Lou gets a booking. The £10 million man potentially rising to 15 million. Colo Touré comes on for Moisander, and let's go for this. Let's go overload and try and get back into this game. If they score, I'll just take it off and just try and keep the score low right enough, but I think we need to go overload to try and win this game. Griffiths just... Oh, that was close. I feel having to bring off Rossiter in this game's really changed it a little bit. Doesn't look like we're going to get that goal back. They've got a corner though. Rear away. Williams. Kolarov. Deflected cross. Falls to Callum McGregor. Back to Pepe Lou. Away by Texeria. Vaughan. Can we get a break? It will be our last chance. Barry Mackay. Lustig gets some. But Mackay keeps it. And it goes for... Oh, it's a poor cross. Don't think Vaughan scored for us yet, but that would have been on an absolute plate for him to become a hero and get us the draw at Parkhead. Tavernier, can we get one last chance? I don't think we can, but can we? If we go forward, we might have time, but we're not going forward fast enough. Oh well, that's a 3-2 defeat after the high of the Olympiacos game. Disappointing. Just couldn't put our chances away. We have the goal difference on Hearts, so even if they win that game in hand, they will not overtake us, unless they win 8-0 of course. Disappointing that. This is now my worry, is all those three teams that are right behind us have no European football, and Celtic do and we do, and we're sort of rotating teams to deal with that. Obviously we're not against each other 3 to 4 days, so he's out for the United game. Bollocks. Yeah, so my worry is that these teams, Hearts, Aberdeen and Hibs, all have very strong teams and do not have European football. And if they can focus on the league without the rotation that us and Celtic will have to do, that could put us in a position where it's a bit nervy at the end of the season, with potentially even 5 teams contesting the title if they can maintain pace. think us and Celtic obviously have the stronger squads, but like for us, we're having to play Brian Davidson, in games, and as much as he can develop into a very good player, and he does need game time, he's not ready yet. Um, the same on the right, like Cammy Kerr, it's sad to see because I signed him and I was full of hope for him, and the injury that he got last season was just an absolute killer at the wrong time. He's still getting games, he's still okay in the league, he's just not James Tavernier level quality. Elsewhere, because everyone else I think we actually have decent cover. That Jordan Rossiter or Jack Thompson is a big difference, but again, Jack needs game time. He is getting there. He probably isn't far away from being match ready, to be honest. I mean, when you look at his stats, he's got a weakness in concentration, heading. At 5'11", he's not the tallest, but then our other option for that role is Scott Martin, if I can find him. And he's even worse, he's 5'7", 5 jumping reach, just is not ideal. Again, 7 heading, not surprising when you're 5'7". Heading's probably not something you've ever trained in. Nonetheless, this will be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. And until next time, thank you very much.